Oh, that's our first problem. That one's okay. Yeah, fucked up with this.
The immediate aftermath. You guys went
Let's
on
see
a
here.
big
LG
Plateau Assault, Dalinar finally agreed to go out to the tower, and to get there, he needed to take the mobile bridge crews instead of his big-ass siege engine, Chol-pulled ones. And as a result, he got trapped in the middle of a fuck ton of two Parshendi armies collapsing together as Sadeas decided to do a full retreat. You guys had your full opportunity to just basically fuck off if you wanted to. You could have taken your bridge and escaped, being presumed dead by the Parshendi arrows. But it was determined that this was not a tenable path. You couldn't just leave however many thousands of men and Dalinar and Adolin go in to die. And you couldn't exactly just go up to the edge because I think you scout. So y'all have to charge. You guys are in a bit of a half link right now where you're kind of seeing through both the eyes of yourself and Dalinar at the same time. And with that,
Marshall, if we get into any sort of combat this session, I'm leaving you in charge because I'm cursing you with my natural ones.
I'll give you better rolls, I promise.
I certainly fucking hope so.
Send me your sheet just so I have it.
It's in the campaign, so if you
Oh,
go to
that's
the
right.
campaign,
That's right.
you'll be able to pull it up. That's why I knew I could trust you, as everybody had it.
It's picking up my voice.
It's because it's
No, it's not.
Thank you.
Lies, Jake.
You cheeky dick waffle.
as you all begin to load up on the as you all load up under the bridge, you begin to look at the approaching
backwards
assault.
That was so many icons just appearing.
Oh, okay. That's just the back of her leg. It looks like a knee, but then her looks like her ankle's twisted around. Like, what the fuck?
As you all lift and begin to jot your way down, you will.
I mean, when the whole thing's cut off,
feel a vision snap by in an instant. You're once again in Kaladin's head as you look down at the dead shard bearer. You see one of Kaladin's squad mates walk up. Is he dead? He is. Kaladin turns and he sees Amram still laying on the ground, but he pulled off his helm, dark hair and beard slick with sweat. If he were still alive, his blade would have vanished. His armor is falling off him. He's dead. Blood of my ancestors. You killed a shard bearer. Oddly enough, you could feel Kaladin wasn't surprised. He was just exhausted. He looked around at the bodies of the men who had been his dearest friends. Take it, Kaladin, you hear one of the other squad mates say. You see Kaladin turn and look at the shard blade, which sprouted at an angle from the stone, hilt towards the sky. Take it. It's yours. Stormfather Kaladin, you're a shard bearer. You see Kaladin step forward, raising his hand towards the hilt of the blade. He hesitated just an inch away from it. Everything about it felt wrong. If he took the blade, he'd become one of them. His eyes would even change if the stories were right. Though the blade glistened in the light, it was clean of the murders it had performed. And yet for a moment it seemed so red to him, stained with Dalit's blood, Torum's blood, the blood of the men who had been alive just moments ago. It was a treasure. Men traded kingdoms for shard blades. The handful of dark-eyed men who had won them lived forever in song and story. But the thought of touching that blade sickened him. It represented everything he came to hate about Light Eyes, and it had just slaughtered men he loved dearly. He could not become a legend because of something like that. He looked at his reflection in the blade and lowered his hand, turning away. It's yours, Caleb. Korib, I give it to you, he says to one of his squad mates. What? Ahead, and Amaram's honor guard finally returned, apprehensively, appearing atop the small hollow, looking ashamed. What are you doing? Amaram demanded as Kaladin passed him. What? Aren't you going to take the blade? I don't want it. I'm giving it to my men,
Very well.
Kaladin said, walking away,
Okay.
emotionally exhausted, tears on his cheeks as he climbed out of the hollow and shoved his way through the honor guard. And as he walked back to the war camp alone. The scene shifts. Kaladin sat quietly in a waiting room of Amaram's wooden war center. It was constructed of dozens of sturdy sections that could be disconnected and pulled by choles. Kaladin sat beside a window, looking out at the camp. There was a hole where Kaladin's squad had been housed. He could make it out from where he sat. Their tents had been broken down and given to other squads. 4 of his men remained, 4 out of 26. And the men called him lucky. Men called him storm-blessed. He'd begun to believe it. I killed a shard bearer today, you feel him think, and with a numb mind. Like Linnacean, the surefoot, or Evad, the markmaker, me, I killed one. And yet he didn't care. I killed a shard bearer, and I gave away his blade and plate. That single event may have been the most monumentally stupid thing anyone in any kingdom, in any era, had ever done. As a shard bearer, Kaladin would have been more important than Rashon, more important than Amaram. He would have been able to go to the Shattered Plains and fight in a real war. No more squabbling over borders, no more petty, light-eyed captains belonging to unimportant families, bitter because they had been left behind. He would never again have to worry about blisters from boots that didn't fit, dinner slop that tasted of creme, and other soldiers who wanted to pick a fight. He could have been rich, and he'd given it all away just like that. And still, the mere thought of touching that blade turned his stomach. You protected your High Marshal, he tells himself. You're a hero. But then why was Amaram's life worth more than that of his men? Kaladin served Amaram because of the honor he'd shown. He'd let spearmen share in his comfort in his war center during the high storms. A different squad each storm. He insisted that his men be fed well and paid. He didn't treat them like slime. He did let his subordinates do so, however, and he'd broken his promise to shelter Tien. So did I. So did I. See Kaladin's insides start to twist with a mess of guilt and sorrow. The door opened. Kaladin turned in his chair as Amaram entered, tall, lean, with a square face, long martial coat of deep green. He walked on a crutch. Kaladin eyed the wrappings and the splint with a critical eye. I could have done better. He'd also have insisted that the patient remain in bed. Amaram was talking to one of his storm wardens, a middle-aged man with a square beard and robes of deep black. Why would Thadakar risk this? Amaram was saying, speaking in a soft voice. But who else would it be? The ghost bloods grow more bold. We need to figure out who that was. Do we know anything about him? He was Vaden, Bright Lord. Nobody recognized him, but I will investigate, the Storm Warden says. Amaram nods and falls silent. Behind the two, a group of light-eyed officers entered, one of them carrying the shard blade, holding it with a pure white cloth. Behind this group came in the 4 surviving members of Kaladin's squad, Hab, Resh, Alet, Koreb, and then a final one is wheeled in too. Young Sin. Kaladin stood up and felt exhausted. Amaram remained by the door, arms folded, as 2 final men entered and closed the door. The last 2 were Laides also, but lesser ones, officers in Amaram's personal guard. Had these been among the 2 who fled? It was a smart thing to do. Smarter than what I did, Kaladin thinks. You did a brave thing today, soldier, Amaram says to Kaladin. What do you even say to that? I wish I'd left you to die, sir. Thank you. Everyone else fled, including my honor guard. The two men closest to the door looked down ashamed. But you charged in for the attack. Why? Didn't really think about it, sir. Your name is Kaladin, isn't it? Yes, Bright Lord. From Hearthstone, remember? Amaram frowned, looking confused. Your cousin Rishon is the city lord there. He sent my brother into the army when you came recruiting. I joined with my brother. Ah, yes, I believe I remember you. You still haven't answered my question. Why attack? It wasn't for the shard blade. You rejected that. Yes, sir. Why? Why did you reject it? I have to know. I don't want it, sir. Yes, but why? Because it would make me one of you. You feel the thoughts rushing through Kaladin's head. Because I can't look at that weapon and not see the faces of men and wielders slaughtered so offhandedly. Because... I can't really answer that, sir, Kaladin said, sighing. Look, those shards are mine. Well, I said to give them to Koreb. He is the highest rank of my officers and the best fighter amongst them. You see Amaram look at Koreb, then nod to his attendants. One closed the window shutters, the others pulled out swords and began moving towards the 5 remaining members of Kaladin's squad. Kaladin yelled and leapt forward, but the 2 officers had positioned themselves close to him. One slammed a punch into Kaladin's gut as soon as he started moving. He was so surprised that it connected directly, and gasped. No. He fought off the pain, turning to swing at the man. The man's eyes opened wide as Kaladin's fist connected, throwing him backwards. Several other men piled on him. He had no weapons. He was so tired from the battle he could barely stand upright. They knocked him to the ground with punches to his side and back. He collapsed to the floor, pained, but still able to watch as the soldiers came at his men. Resh was cut down first. Kaladin gasped, stretching out a hand, struggling to his knees. This can't happen, please, no. Hab and Albet had their knives out, but fell quickly. One soldier gutting Hab as the other 2 hacked down Albet. Albet's knife thumped as it hit the ground, followed by his arm, and then finally his corpse. Koreb lasted the longest. Backing away, his hands held forward, he didn't even scream. He seemed to understand. Kaladin's eyes were watering as the soldiers grabbed him from behind, stopping him from helping. Koreb fell to his knees and began to beg. One of Amaram's men took him by the neck and neatly severed his head. And lastly, a dagger plunged directly into young Sin's heart, as the boy barely even moved. You bastard! You storming bastard! Kaladin gasped in his pain, found himself weeping. You see Amaram step forward, expression grim. He went down to one knee before Kaladin. I'm sorry. Bastard! I couldn't risk them telling what they saw. This is what must be, soldier, for the good of the army. They're going to be told that your squad helped the shard bearer. You see, the men must believe I killed them. You're taking the shards for yourself. I'm trained in the sword and accustomed to the plate. It will serve a Lethkar best if I bear the shards. You could have asked me for them, storm you. And when news got around camp that you'd killed the shard bearer, but I had the shards, nobody would believe that you'd given them up of your own free choice. Besides, son, you wouldn't have let me keep them. You'd have changed your mind in a day or 2. You'd wanted the wealth, the prestige. Others would convince you of it. You'd have demanded that I return them to you. It took hours to decide, but Restares is right. This is what must be done for the good of Alethkar. It's not about Alethkar. It's about you, Stormlight. You're supposed to be better than the others. Amaram looked guilty suddenly, as if he knew what Kaladin said was true. He turned away, waving to the Storm Warden. The man turned from the brazier, holding something he'd been heating in coals, a small branding iron. It's all an act. The honorable Bright Lord who cares about his men. Lies. All of it. This is for my men. You see Amaram take the shard from the cloth and hold it in his hand. The gemstone at his pommel let out a flash of white light. You can't begin to understand the weights I carry, spearman. Amaram's voice lost its calm tone of reason. It sounded defensive. I can't worry about the lives of a few dark-eyed spearmen when thousands of people may be saved by my decision. The Storm Warden stepped up to Kaladin, positioning the branding iron, the glyphs reversed, red Sasnan, a slave's brand. You came for me. For saving my life, I spare yours. 5 men telling the same story would have been believed, but a single slave will be ignored. The war camp will be told that you didn't try to help your fellows, but you didn't try to stop them either. You fled and were captured by my guards. You're being discharged as a deserter and branded as slave, but you are spared death by my mercy. As he opens the door and walks out, you feel the searing iron burn into Kaladin's skin as he let out a final ragged scream. Alrighty. In an instant, you're back, trotting forward as you pass the bridge over the plateau. The final plateau that you would run before your life was cut short, inevitably, by these Parshendi. In your half-perception, you're suddenly back in Dalinar, as Stormlight leaked from a dozen breaks. No major piece having escaped damage. Light rose from him like a steam from a cauldron, lingering like Stormlight did, slowly diffusing. The sun beat down on him as he fought. He was so tired. It hadn't been long since Sadeas's betrayal. Not as time was concerned in battles. But Dalinar pushed himself hard, staying at the very front, fighting side by side with Adolin. Killed so many Parshendi, a frightening number, and he did it all without the thrill. He was hollow inside. Better than pleasure, he supposed. But he hadn't killed nearly enough of them. They focused on Dalinar and Adolin. With shard-bearers at the front line, any breach would soon be patched by a man in gleaming armor with a deadly blade. The Parshendi had to bring him and Adolin down first. They knew it, Dalinar knew it, Adolin knew it. Stories spoke of battlefields where shard-bearers were the last ones standing, pulled down by their enemies after long, heroic fights. Completely unrealistic. If you killed a shard-bearer first, you could take their blades and turn them against the enemy. As he continued to fight, his muscles lagged with fatigue. You hear his thoughts as they resonate within him. Ask nothing of the men that you wouldn't do yourself. He failed them, thinking of a way that he'd stupidly led them into this trap, which sickened him. And then, of course, there was Navani. Of all the times to finally begin courting her, 6 years wasted, a lifetime wasted, and now she'll have to grieve again. That thought pushed him forward as he fought off the Parshendi. Dalinar's current position gave him a good view down to the west. Let that man be cursed for blood of my fathers, what's that? A small force moved across the western plateau, running towards the tower. A solitary bridge crew carrying their bridge. It can't be, Dalinar said, stepping back from the fighting, letting the Cobalt Guard, what was left of them, rush in to defend him. Distrusting his eyes, he pulled his visor up. The rest of Sadeas's army was gone, but this single bridge crew remained. Why? Adolin! He bellowed, pointing it with his shards, a surge of hope flooding his limbs. The young man turned, tracing Dalinar's gesture. Adolin froze. Impossible. What kind of trap is that? A foolish one if it's a trap. We're already dead. But why would he send one back? What purpose? Does it matter? They hesitated for a moment amid the battle. Both knew the answer. Assault formations! Form up! Adolin called out. Get ready to move. We're going to punch through them, men. Gather everything you've got. We've got one chance. A slim one, Dalinar thought. We'll have to cut straight through the rest of the Parshnandi army. Even if they reach the bottom, they'd probably find that bridge crew dead, their bridge thrown into the chasm. The Parshendi archers were already starting to form up. There were more than 100 of them. It would be a slaughter. But it was a hope, a tiny, precious hope. And if his army was going to fall, it would do so while trying to seize that hope. Raising his shard blade high, feeling a surge of strength and determination, Dalinar charged forward at the head of his men. As you snap back to yourselves, running down that hill.
Running down that hill. Running down that building.
Bridge up, Kaladin calls as you all lift. He stays on the outside, his shield, and Parshendi carapace still on him. Athletic checks.
Oh boy. Alright, so I don't know if that rolled, did it? Okay, cool.
That
It
did.
did. There's lulls. There's Garrick's. Yeah. Oh wow, that was the lowest dick from Garrick.
Yeah, we both fucking
Killed it.
Solid.
We're over here lifting.
team friendship over here.
Oh, by the way, Trace.
Yes.
I'm not using the character sheet that's on Marshall's profile because of my new computer, so might need to send me the updated shit so I can put that on my character sheet.
Yeah, here, I'm just going to send it to Brendan here.
Cool.
And you can use that at some point. Well, actually. Look at
Just whenever, not
Yeah.
in a rush.
you should, but you do have access to the one that's in the campaign. Yeah.
No, because I think that was the one from. I mean,
Yeah, but
Mine
regardless,
also-
you could use it now.
well, actually, yeah, I think so because
I'll go to your
Yeah.
page.
over at Brandon's.
Because it's in the campaign. You're fine.
Yeah.
Regardless. For the second time today, you ran towards an armed Parshendi position.
Oh, yeah. See, then I went to mine.
It's all good. What are you trying to go to?
You see a small
It
group
says-
of the Parshendi
It says
had
Dalinar
spotted
right
you
there underneath it.
Yeah.
and
I just
began
mean, like,
forming
'cause-
up. Do I still have a double? I loved that. There we go. All right. You guys see a small line of Parshendi archers begin to form up as you make your first approach, about halfway through the plateau. As you look, your first thought is, oh god, this is not going to work. There are too many Parshendi, and Dalinar's men just would be so tired, and this was going to be another disaster. And yet, you charged with eyes wide open. This was your choice. It wasn't some angry god, or some light eyes, or some spring-paying tricks, or a twist of fate. It was just you. You chose this. The Parshendi loose their arrows, and the bridgemen keep up well. You all will see Kaladin's skin suddenly creeping up with a translucent light as he dodges arrows zipping between them. You all feel something strange at this moment. Kind of elation. You aren't charging, you aren't fighting because of Sadius. You're charging because of yourselves. As you see many of the arrows coming close, bouncing off of his breastplate or shin guards, nothing quite hits Kaladin. But there was something wrong. To me, you hear this. Kaladin, you hear Syl shout, there! As you look over to me, you'll notice another staging plateau off to the right over here. We'll have a contingent of other Parshendi ready to fire off arrows at your side. Kaladin looks for a moment as they don't aim for him, but instead for you. No! You hear him shout. Intelligence checks.
Can I yell to flip the bridge?
In what way?
Well, we only know one way to flip it, technically, as far as I'm remembering.
So you're suggesting side carry?
Potentially, let me see what this intelligence check tells me real quick.
Well, it doesn't
I'm
matter
suggesting side carry.
because you got the right answer without even having to make the check. Well, what do you say?
On the side now. As loud as I can, with my voice still being worried about it, stop working.
You guys,
So we're gonna risk it.
you guys will hear for the first time Garrick let out a loud, commanding, authoritative voice to switch over to side carry right.
I'll kind of give a 3, 2, see if everyone will fucking listen. I mean, I've been in the front this whole time, so it makes sense.
Mhm. You hadn't practiced this maneuver in weeks, but your training was manifest as you all obey without question, dropping the bridge to their side just as the archers loosed. The flight of arrows hitting the bridge's deck. You could feel the vibrations going through the wood. Perception check.
About to
Yeah,
proceed
that's
the
right.
living shit. Oh, of course I have a stupid driver update now. Shut the fuck up.
Garrick, Toomey, and Lull, all at the same time, you all look forward and see the much larger contingent of Parshendi beginning to loose arrows at you. And then they are coming down right now. What are you doing?
Is the bridge still down?
The bridge is on your side. You are currently exposed straight up the middle.
And they're coming down from up above, right?
Yep, they are in the air coming down at you right now.
I will yell back to everyone, grab the bridge, pull down. So we can pull it over us kind of like at an angle like this.
As you begin the process, you realize that it will be too late. And in the back, you hear Rock shout out, Kaladin!
Oh, good.
As
Rock's here still.
Kaladin spins. In an instant, you all see your death come screaming down at you. And then you look over at Kaladin as he bursts alight fully. And then it seems to almost pool on the front of his shield as you see every arrow diverted away from you and directly onto his arm.
The neat magic trick.
And then he collapsed to the side.
Can we run and grab him?
As you all will kind of crowd around him.
Just one person grab him, the rest of us focus on getting the bridge back to him.
As you all, he's a bit ahead of you. As you all go forward and kind of put some cover over him with the bridge, he looks weird. Like his skin is gray and ashy, and there are what look like thousands of arrows dotting what could barely be considered a shield at this point. Many of them stuck into his arm. You hear him kind of mutter, "Run, you fool," as Teft stays behind. What are y'all doing? Retreat? Go forward.
I got a medicine check.
you have the feeling that there's not a lot that's going to assist him in this situation.
Wonderful. That's all I needed to know in this moment.
He told us to charge forward, right? Might as
He
well.
told you to run away.
I agree.
Yeah.
You listen to what he says. Pick him up and run.
I don't think we can lift that guy.
I'm
Two
scared.
people in the center lift him, while the rest of us take the bridge.
I
You
can
guys
carry him.
see-
I got him.
You guys see Teft and
Low
Rock
intelligence,
staying-
high strength.
You guys see Teft and Rock staying behind. Are you guys retreating or are you going towards the Parshendi?
I can't let Teft and Rock die. We're going again.
Okay.
Oh fuck.
You all start to charge.
All right. I ain't scared.
Athletics check again, please.
I ain't scared of no ghosts.
He's ready to end the campaign early.
Right? It's like, and game over.
I'm scared.
1
That was so close to a 1.
and
These are such bad
2.
rolls for me.
Hey, strong boys.
Why did you make a crazy noise
Fast
like
boys.
It's Vecna's.
that?
Not strong, fast.
You know, we're all something.
Oh, I guess, yeah. That's true. Not that fast.
Unique in our own ways.
Unique in our own ways.
There is no arm muscle. Just
As you all
only
start
light
making your way forward, you'll hear Scar kind of, as he rejoins the bridge, asking Teft, "It's going to be all right?" "I don't know. I don't know anything. Luck, I'm an idiot." "Kaladin lad, can you hear me?" "It's just Doc." You look strange, Gancho," Lopin says nervously. "Why?" "It looks like you did something to yourself back there, lad. Your skin's ashen. I don't know, I should have listened, idiot." You'll see Kaladin kind of turn over to the side just so that he could see the tower as you all begin charging. Interestingly enough, the Parshendi, after this display, many seem to have dropped their bows and started backing up, including the ones on the side platform who run the fuck away.
Fear those who don't fear death, bitch.
I love tag.
Raphael, when did you get cat ears?
To me, as you're leaving, you'll hear two things. Firstly, Kaladin will mutter to himself, "Storming fools. Should have followed me. Shouldn't have followed me. Proud of them anyway." "Kaladin, is there anything you could do? Something to make me stronger?" You see little Syl shake her head. As you all...
Is she still life size?
No, she is smaller this time. As you all reach the edge, drop, start pushing your way across. You seem to kind of tap into Kaladin's emotions again. It's happening again. I can't get to them. They'll die right in front of me. Tux dead, Nelda dead, Goshal dead, Dalit, Sin, Map, Stunny dead. Tien dead. Lying in a hollow in a rock. The sounds of battle begin raging in the distance as death surrounds you. Lopin, having been carrying the spears for most of this time, just deposit them to you as you all start making your way across the bridge.
I can already tell.
It's all gonna go downhill.
All right, who's at the very front? Scar's gonna go
Hi.
up there. All right, Garrick.
It's like me, Lowell, and Scar.
I'm there.
All right, so
Our
you
front
guys,
runners.
I'm there somewhere.
you guys are gonna
Somewhere.
be setting up a
I
bristling
exist.
V formation. Soraka's gonna be in the background, making sure everybody's there. All there. Open the back. Oh shit! Actually, I was mistaken. You guys are pushing. You guys are pushing. As you're pushing, vision. You see Kaladin in an instant. Again, This one is not one that takes you all down. You see Kaladin, significantly younger, stumbling through what appears to be his first battle in Amaram's army. As he rushes, he seems to be looking for something. He squeezes his eyes shut as he tries to block out all the blood and metal and flesh. No, open your eyes. Don't let them find you and kill you that easily. As he scrambles forward, trying to kind of skirt the enemy, he'll be safe. He will be. He sees a small hill. Go to the top. As he approaches, he sees the battle. There, he thinks, when he notes a group of spearmen ahead, standing in line. Which squad are you from, soldier? A light-eyed man asks. Dead, sir. All dead. We were Bright Lord Tash's company, and bah! Third report we've had that Tilash is down. Somebody should warn Amaram. East side is weakening by degrees. You, off to the reserve for assignment. Yes, sir, Kaladin says as he begins rushing. Find Tien. It's the only thought that goes through his head. You, another man says. Squad reassignment is in that direction. Get moving. I need to find a squad made of messenger boys. Why in damnation would you want to do that? How should I know? I'm just following orders. Braylard Scheller's company, southeast side. You can... Kaladin is running as soon as he hears a direction. He dodges through bloody conflicts, crawls over corpses, ducks behind trees as arrows come raining down. As he runs up, you'll see a man shouting out orders. Hold the east, those are your orders. The messenger scrambled on, delivering a similar message to the next squad in line. Farth, your squad is to hold the east. See Kaladin get up with a shield. He needed to find Tien. He couldn't. He stumbled to a stop. There, in the next squad down the line, stood 3 figures. Young boys, looking small in their armor and holding spears uncertainly. One was Tien. His team of reserves had obviously been split apart to fill holes in other squads. Tien! You see Kaladin scream as he falls out of line as the enemy troops came upon them. Why were Tien and the other 2 positioned in the middle front of the squad formation? They could barely hold a spear. Kaladin ran forward and felt something thump against his leg. He stumbled, hitting the ground, realizing the shock had been him being stabbed by a spear. He felt no pain. Odd. Tien was his only thought as he crawled forward. And then he froze. Somebody came down at him, and he just held out his spear in front of him as a man died on it. One thought came. I just killed a man. As he rolled over and dropped to his knees, Kaladin yanked the spear free. Tien! Kaladin yelled. The boy looked towards him, eyes wide open. He actually smiled. Behind him, the rest of the squad pulled back, leaving the 3 untrained boys exposed. And sensing weakness, the enemy soldiers descended on Tien and the others. There was an armored light eyes at their front and gleaming steel as he swung his sword. Kaladin's brother fell just like that. One eye blink, and he was standing there looking terrified. The next, on the ground. No! Kaladin screamed as he tried to get to his feet. But slipping down to his knees, his leg just didn't work right. No. As Kaladin screamed, he used the spear to hoist himself to his feet and stumbled forward. It couldn't be what he thought. It couldn't be over that quickly. It was a miracle that nobody struck Kaladin down as he stumbled the rest of the distance. He barely thought about it. He just watched where Tien had fallen. There was thunder, no hooves. Amram had arrived with his cavalry, and they were charging through enemy lines. Kaladin didn't care. Finally reached that spot, there. He found 3 young corpses, small, lying in a hollow of stone. Horrified and numb, Kaladin reached down his hand and rolled over the one that was face down. Tien's dead eyes stared upwards. Kaladin continued to kneel beside the body. He should have bound his wound, should have moved back to safety, but he was too numb. He just knelt. About time you rode here, a voice said. Kaladin looked up, noting a group of spearmen gathering nearby, watching the cavalry. He wanted them to bunch up on us, one of the spearmen said. I should feel anger, Kaladin thought. I should feel something. As the squad leader, Varth, looked down at him, then at the bodies of the 3 dead messenger boys. You bastard. You put them at the front, Kaladin hissed. You work with what you have. If they give me men who can't fight, I'll find another use for them. Gotta do what you can to stay alive, son. Turn a liability into an advantage whenever you can. Remember that, if you live. With that, he jogged off. Why couldn't I protect him? Kaladin thought. Please, please let me protect him. Please make me strong enough. Don't worry, Kaladin whispered to the body. When he started to cry, I'll bring you home. I'll protect you, Tien. I'll bring you back. He held that body long into the evening, long past the end of the battle, clinging to it as it slowly grew cold. The rest of you blink awake as you continue to push the bridge on each side. Arrows were flying. 2 of the other bridgemen down in an instant. To me, in the distance, you hear, Kaladin, you know the words. All I want to do is protect them. That's why I've come. The words, Kaladin. They're gonna die. I can't save them. No. As you guys get pounded with memory after memory. The nameless Shardbearer who killed Dalit. The Light Eyes who killed Tien. See, as Kaladin seems to roll onto his feet, wavering on weak legs. The bridge wasn't set yet. It was still halfway over the chasm. So you hear him bellow in the back. No! You see Kaladin grab a spear, run across the bridge, and you see Syl blast out in front of him. To me, you hear the words, Kaladin. Your rock curse as he sees Kaladin pass over. Kaladin, what are you doing? Teft yells. Kaladin screams as he reached the end of the bridge, finding a tiny surge of strength as he launched himself into the air above the cavernous void. Syl zipped around him with worry. The Parshindi looked up with amazement as a lone bridgeman sailed through the air towards him. His drained, worn-out body barely had enough strength left. In this moment of crystallized time, he looked down at his enemies, Parshindi with marbled red and black skin, soldiers raising finely crafted weapons as if cut from the sky, strangers, oddities, in carapace, breastplates, and skullcaps, many of them wearing beards woven with glowing gemstones. Kaladin breathed
I
in.
approve.
Kaladin breathed in, and his entire body exploded into light. As he crashed into the ground, a ring of smoke billowing out around him. Or rather, light. As you see the Stormlight begin to close the wounds across his body, and his skin regained its color. The words, Kaladin. And in a strange instant, he knew them. I will protect those who can't protect themselves, he whispered. And in an instant, you all feel power surge around him as your Spren wake up.
That music was timed so perfectly.
All of our Spren?
All of your Spren wake the fuck up.
Ooh.
Yeah. Thug life.
Pushing the bridge all the way across,
You finally
you
learned
all,
its name.
you all will begin setting up your bristling V formation as Kaladin fights at the very front.
Another one bites the dust.
We were on a queen character earlier.
We were.
Just looking at the tokens, is Dalinar with us?
God, no. No,
What?
no, no. Here, let me show you where you guys are. You guys are down here.
Oh, okay.
Hey, we're trying.
Dalinar's up here.
Oh, yeah, that's okay, yeah.
Oh, speaking of which, yeah.
Spry
Oh,
old
great.
man.
Oh man, we're not doing so hot.
Oh, Jesus. This blue dude. This Power Rangers reject looks scary.
I was gonna say
That is
Super
Adolin.
Sentai, motherfucker.
I was going to say, it's Genji from Overwatch as a Power Ranger.
Oh,
That
my
is
god.
Adolin.
Somebody come get this man's.
Take him away.
It's gonna summon the shark sword at any moment.
That was hilarious.
I don't think anything's beat my joke from earlier. Unfortunately, that's fucking where I peak.
It's not a competition.
It is in my mind.
I mean,
Everything's a competition.
if it were, you
peaking.
won for sure. But you know,
I tried.
whatever, bro.
Look, we're buddied up over here, too.
I know. 'Cause we're friends. See, team friendship over there. That's what I'm talking about. We're workshopping it. All right, don't worry about it.
Hashtag Team 3-star.
All right. As you all start to follow in behind Kaladin, something just changed, Moas whispered. Something important. Kaladin raised his spear. The powerful light began to subside, retreating to a much more subdued glow that began steaming off his body, radiant like the smoke from an eternal fire. Nearby, some of the Parshendi fled, although others stepped up, raising weapons in challenge. Kaladin spun into them, a living storm of steel, wood, and determination. In your half vision between your current fight and that of those who are running towards you, Dalinar will see soldiers in blue yelling, screaming war cries to encourage themselves. The sounds were like a roaring avalanche as Adolin swung his blade in wild strikes. There was no room for proper stances. So you just had to keep pushing, punching through the Parshendi, leading your men down. Dalinar's horse and Adolin's horse were both quite safe in the back, carrying some of the wounded, although leaving more than anything else. This was the type of battlefield maneuver that would have been impossible if you didn't have shard bearers. A rush against superior numbers made by wounded, exhausted men would have been stopped cold and dead in their path. But shard bearers could not be stopped so easily. You can almost feel it around you, the chance to survive.
You left, Sam.
I found it. Sorry.
When all was supposedly lost, gave the man a surge of energy for one last dash towards freedom. They took enormous casualties. Already, Dalinar's force had lost over 1,000 of its 4, probably more. But it didn't matter. The Parshendi fought to kill, but the Alethi, this time, fought to live. As you all filter in behind him, you watch Kaladin fight. Moments ago, it had looked like he was near death, skin a dull gray, hands shaking. And yet somehow now he was shining like a whirlwind, a storm wielding a spear. Garrick, you've known many battlefields, but you'd never seen anything even remotely like this. Kaladin held the ground before the bridge himself for a moment. White stormlight streaming from him like a blazing fire. His speed was incredible, nearly inhuman. In his precision, each thrust of the spear hit a neck, side, or unarmored part of a Parshendi's body. It was more than Stormlight. Roll a history check. Everybody.
All right, history the fuck out of this. Let's do it. All right.
Oh, damn.
Nope, I suck. It was 11.
Do me.
Sam, get off my fucking desk. Oh man, you suck too. We don't
Just
do
do
that.
me.
The two thinkers aren't doing so much thinking right
Yeah.
now.
We're philosophers. I mean, muscle-bound philosophers.
To
Like
me,
the
you
thinking
only had
man.
a fragmentary
Exactly.
recollection of many of these things, but everything that you've read agreed. Stormlight did not grant skill. It could not make a man something that he was not. It enhanced, strengthened, and invigorated. It perfected. As Kaladin ducked low, he slammed the butt of his spear against the leg of a Parshendi, dropping them to the ground. Coming up to block an axe swing, by catching it with the haft of his spear, he let it go with one hand, sweeping the tip of the spear under the arm of the Parshendi and ramming it into his armpit. As the Parshendi fell, Kaladin pulled his spear free and slammed the end into the Parshendi's head that had gotten too close. The butt of the spear shattered with a spray of wood, and the Parshendi's carapace helm exploded with it. No, this wasn't just Stormlight. This was a master of the spear with his capacities enhanced to astonishing levels. He's like part of the wind himself. You hear Drahe say, "Pull it down and give him light." Not a man at all is Spren. Sigil, you ever seen anything like this? Stormfather, what is he? He's our bridge leader. And he needs help. First, second teams, you take left side. Don't let the Parshendi get around him. Third and fourth teams, you're with me on the right. Rock, Lopin, you're ready to pull back any wounded. The rest of you, wrinkled wall formation. Don't attack, just stay alive and keep them back. And Lopin, make sure he has a spear that isn't broken. Can I get an initiative, please?
Oh,
Yeah. I'm sure, like, is he gonna say it? He's gonna say the words? Roll for initiative?
Roll for initiative.
Oh,
the-
shit.
Oh, damn. Brandon hitting up that
First.
initiative.
Yeah, because I
First one.
fucking rock.
Damn, you have 10 more health than I do. Both level 5 fighters.
I have 10 more health?
Yeah. You're at 44, I'm at 34.
I don't know.
Yeah.
How did that happen?
I don't know. I got it.
Oh, what's your constitution?
My con.
Oh, it's +0, that's why.
Ah. Am I supposed to raise it?
No, so you have things in different stuff.
Yeah.
See, I have 0 in charisma. I'm fucking
Okay.
useless to talking to people.
I learned a long time ago how useful that is.
I ain't got no riz, bro. That's
Being
what
able
the,
to riz it up.
that's what the kids
Oh, hey,
say.
guys.
As the kids say. Yeah, for real.
It's snowing.
I'm hip still, okay?
It's gonna be snowing down here this weekend.
Snowing already?
He's up in Vale, don't forget.
Oh yeah.
He's in the mountains, so it's snow up there first. Then we'll hit snow.
Oh, dope, dude.
So since we're going into combat, could you send Brandon and I our updated character sheets?
They are both updated.
I mean, like, because we're both not on
Marshall's
thing, so we can't see those character sheets.
Can you see the campaign?
Yeah, you should be able to see the campaign and just go from there.
Oh, okay. Wasn't sure if you were
Go
doing
to
it from
my
Marshall's or
campaigns instead of my characters.
Yeah.
my campaigns instead of my characters.
Oh,
That's a thing.
my campaigns.
All right. Well, that's cool.
God, how long have you guys been doing this now?
Hey, that doesn't mean anything.
Brandon, are you joining us tomorrow?
Yes, I am.
Yes.
So it's showing that we have not joined a campaign.
You'll get to see pure
I
characters.
see that Brandon's Varix is in here. Player is Tomo Hawk 66. So
It just says that I haven't joined it or created any campaigns yet.
Yeah.
Jesus. All right.
Reload.
Like, I mean,
If it reloads, I think it's going to reload it onto my profile.
you think so?
There we go. Well, you have an updated link, so have fun.
Eleanor, join with this character.
Cool. So he threw mine in. Yeah, because I've got two.
Mine's already in there, so it should be fine.
Okay, yeah, yours is in there. That's weird.
That's probably why I have more health than you.
It's confused.
Whatever.
Eleanor.
You don't need to understand. We just need to click buttons.
See, and this is the other one of me. This is the one I made on Marshall's.
Well, now you're in here. I don't know, man.
Oh, Luis.
We just rolled the dice.
Luis is a bullshitter. Oh, does Luis have the roll with advantage thing turned on?
Shouldn't. Should he?
I mean, did you click the initiative twice on accident?
Did I? Oh,
Yeah.
I probably did. I might have just double clicked.
Okay,
I was maxed out on strength, I think.
Yeah, you were.
Yeah, I just double clicked.
copy. Okay, who am I missing? Varix, Raphael,
I'm guessing it's because
Eleanor.
Modified. I don't know.
I don't think I can edit this character sheet.
Damn, Raphael.
To me.
Yeah, I'm scared too.
You know how to run.
Carrick.
Do I count that?
I'm a wordsmith, not exactly a stats.
Is that a natural 20 technically, or is that just really initiative? Do we count that towards it? I
That-
forget.
That's,
That's
not
animal
initiative, that's
handling.
animal handling.
Oh, cool. Well, never mind. That's just a
Yeah.
waste.
Okay, who am I missing? Varix, Raphael, Palinar, Toomey, Luis, and Garrick.
Lol.
Me.
Lol.
I rolled
Yes.
a 14. Does that not show?
Ah, there you are. Cool. There we are. Took me a second. I have too many LDUs. Alrighty, cool. Well, your mission is quite simple. Hold out for 5 rounds and don't die.
Haha.
Alrighty, starting out. Varix. You are in the back of the bristling
Oh,
wall
jeez.
formation.
Wall formation. All right.
Let's see.
Well, I don't want to break formation. That sounds like
Yep.
a bad idea. my
Oh, and
God.
now I'm nervous.
Yeah, me too. All the bearded wonders are like walking up.
The Parshendi War Pairs.
I feel like we're fucking doing this 300 shit right now. It's the
Take one of them
Persians.
into the chasm.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Why do you got to say words like that to me?
Alright. Varix, what are you doing, bud?
Yeah, you're up.
I mean, I'm just gonna fucking try to spear this dude in front of me. I don't know.
Alrighty. Roll to hit.
It's kind of in. It's just like in my way.
Not wrong.
What is that?
Yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah, I do stuff.
Varix,
That one counts, Mark.
with a twist, you will crack the one directly in front of you
First strike of the campaign.
as
Fuck
you
yeah.
send them sailing down into the chasm.
Yes. Fuck that guy.
Go ahead
Actually,
and
lost.
make your extra attack.
You have an extra attack.
Oh, so can I just attack the homie next to that guy?
Sure.
Okay, that's cool.
The owl bear.
No, don't talk about the owlbear. My shame.
You killed it.
It's always him. Always.
That does not
Surely
hit.
they can't
Barely.
push it.
Go ahead and make your pole arm master reaction. Should be at the bottom. Okay, that does hit. Very good. Roll damage.
There's no way they're that strong.
I got rid. 1 second. And
All right. Yeah, you do a decent amount of damage as you once again you're having no luck with actually poking with the spear, but you're doing great at just swinging it into people
it's about the
as
motion of
you
the ocean,
crack
bro.
the individual directly in front of you. Alrighty. Cool. On to the next.
Long boy.
Raphael.
Yes, I was told to hold formation, which was not to strike. We're just supposed to brace. Is that what I heard correctly for my formation?
Basically, you're not attacking forward. You're just holding.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay.
No one's trying to stab me, I'm assuming.
Oh no, they're going to be trying to stab you very quickly here.
Oh, okay.
Stay right in front of us.
Yeah, I'll try and follow orders as best as I can.
Okay.
And if a spear or sharp object comes towards me, I'll try and block.
So you get the idea is mostly just like don't rush forward, and like try to get caught up in things.
I'll do the
but,
same thing that
like do attacks.
Varix did.
You
so
can
yeah,
stab. You just
I
do
wasn't sure.
attacks.
I was like,
do attacks,
I
but
don't want to get
don't
like.
go running towards the enemy.
Okay, gotcha. I'll attempt to do the super cool maneuver that Eyebrows did.
Okay. Attempt.
Okay.
That's right.
Eyebrows. Roll to hit.
That's a sick fucking nickname.
For roll to hit, it's just a regular d20.
You should have a little spear deal that has like a little plus right next to it.
Oh, yeah, I see. Okay. I'm assuming no.
Does not quite hit. Go ahead and take your second attack.
Okay. Bless me, Archie. Give me your powers. Fuck you, Archie. I hate
Wow.
you.
Raphael, lover, not a fighter.
Wing and a
Go ahead.
miss.
If you go ahead and scroll down on that page, you should see something that says Polearm Master Attack. Go ahead and
Yeah.
give that one a shot.
I'm emo with my eyebrows though. I flip them. Get them. See how many times I can flip them in like 10 minutes.
No.
Nope.
Wow.
Helicopter eyebrows.
Wing and a miss.
You guys will
Nope.
see Raphael just
Just air.
nothing
say you're
but
trying
air.
to-
confuse.
Your
Visible
screen is so
confuse
bright
me.
in your vision.
I'm like,
Yeah.
You were trying to mimic me? That was horrible.
not all of us
Just-
can be as great as you are, okay? Some of us prefer
Disgrace.
to use
It's
Make
like
battle banter.
it's like
other weapons, okay?
it's like
Don't
Mulan
look
at the
at
start
me.
of Make a Man Out of You. She's fucking up, but she'll be the master at the end, teaching everyone else.
Lol, you watch this display and it is your turn. What do?
Can't fail worse than I can. Bright sides.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and show him what's up, and I'm gonna go for that guy right in front of me.
Okie dokie.
And spear. How do I use it? I forgot how to use it.
Oh yeah, that hits.
And I'm gonna try it again. He's still up, I'm assuming, right?
Yes.
I'm gonna do it again.
That'll hit.
And third time's the charm.
That'll hit. Alrighty. As you bring down that final attack, you will take down the larger Burshindi individual in front of you. As more fill in.
I let you get that one. I hope you know.
Yep.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Distracted him.
That's what I thought. I appreciate the assistance.
Most welcome.
Alrighty. Good job. Pelinar, you are up, my friend.
All right.
Let's move this, do a little bit of that with a little bit of this.
Okay.
So what are you gonna do? Attack first? What? Are we some fools?
Punch up. Give me your dick twist. Grab his
Your
dick and
dick
twist
twist!
it.
Twist his dick!
So you'll do the
Still one of my favorite videos.
Pull arm.
You know, I figured your character would have some sort of
So you'll
complex
attack twice
when we
and
stab
move
people in
first.
the eye.
So you'll do your spear attack first.
Maybe that's his favorite way to
That
hit
was my
people.
head canon.
Maybe that's his favorite like spot
He
to aim is
creates
the
more
eye.
eye holes in the world.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh God. That word is banned.
Full
All
circle.
the eye holes.
You now have disadvantage on your next attack.
No.
I already was disadvantaged. It's okay.
I mean, I'm close enough.
Wait,
I
Jaden.
breathe
attack.
Neither.
disadvantage.
I'm joking. But
I can attack
Okay.
both these homies?
You get 2 attacks and then the reaction.
Oh, that theoretically I could hit all 3, right?
Technically, as long as you kill him technically.
Oh, that's true. Okay, let's see. Damage.
So you have to roll the hit first. So you gotta do
Yeah.
that one.
All right,
Click it, and then we gotta scroll up here.
cool. I'm gonna lunge out and try and stab the motherfucker right in front of me.
all right. Do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll hit.
That's it.
All right, fuck yeah. Sit.
Oh god, it's so awesome.
And then I have a bonus attack. Is that correct?
Yep. 2 attacks and then a polearm master strike.
So that one. You don't. I mean, I guess you hit the button again.
It's 1d6 plus 3. Then
Yeah.
I think this is more, isn't it?
Can he do an unarmed strike? But I mean, they have armor and shit. I don't know if that's a good idea.
That's true. Just looks like we could have done more. Yeah, I'll just. Then I'm not gonna.
So with Polar Master, we for one we're level 5, so we have extra attack. So you can make 2 attacks in 1 turn, and then as a bonus action, you can make another attack with Polar Master.
Okay.
It just if you ever wanted to know that, because I had to look into it a little bit too.
Okay. Well, then I'm gonna lunge out and try and stab this motherfucker too. The one
Okay.
right in front of Varix.
Yep. You do some stabbing.
Fuck yeah! Stab, stab.
All right.
This man knows how to
Polearm
use a
master.
pole.
So do that.
And then I'm gonna do the one on my right over here.
Okay. Yeah, that'll definitely hit.
Go back down. Go back down. Go back down. Actually. Oh wait, actually go up. Sorry. And then it's
Polar Master damage right here.
that one.
Yep.
And then you have to click the thingy.
Nice. Alrighty. You are spreading it out as
Fuck yeah.
the Pershindi appear to be slightly confused that these disheveled-looking bridgemen are putting up so much of a fight, minus the golden hair one.
The Super Saiyan.
Toomey, you're
I
up.
just look fabulous.
Super Saiyan.
I stabbed this one.
You stabbed that one.
I emotionally stab. They can't
This
pull this off. as
Is a
good as I
regular Super Saiyan.
can.
This is a Super Saiyan 2. What's the difference? There's little zappy zaps.
That'll hit.
Can't wait to see you go even further beyond.
A little bit. That's it.
My favorite part is how Toriyama forgot what Super Saiyan 2 looked like, so that's why he went up to Super Saiyan
Yep.
3 looking so different.
Yep.
He's like, I don't remember.
I even remember the difference, but it's very minor.
Yeah, a little slightly longer hair. And then
Ooh, ooh.
Because like Goku normally has
That
like four
barely hits.
hairs here, then he just gets one here and then
AC of
one on the
12.
side of his head, and then slight.
His key is more visible.
That'll do. You're going after the same person, right?
Yeah, stab, stab, stab.
You stab him. Okay. And then you knock this motherfucker off into the chasm, much like Varix did just behind you.
Yeah.
Chasm.
Woo!
Yeah. Fuck those
Strong
guys.
girl.
Yeah.
Strong,
Horn
small.
eaters.
Small,
Horn
strong.
eaters, man.
You aim for their legs.
A little bit of
Courtney.
pa. A little bit of
Alrighty.
that.
Well,
was
the
it?
last two are Mr. Marshall, so Luis and Garrick.
Oh boy. All right, let's see here. Luis,
I don't
big
think Ian was
shocker.
ever gonna.
Where's his spear? There's his spear.
I don't know half of the words that he says, but I imagine he's shouting all of them at once
Probably
when he's
similar to
attacking.
that.
Luis.
Yeah.
Oh, is it not rolling?
You ain't no gancho
Oh,
of mine.
that's upsetting. It's not gonna roll it. Unless. Oh.
That'll hit.
Well, I should do all of his real quick. Luis, bump, bump.
Yep.
Through those hit.
Yep. Let's see. Just all on the same guy in front of you.
You should, that would be on for Luis, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Sweet. Take down another one.
And then Garrick.
Miss one, but it's two.
So take the other two.
Roll damage.
Ripping them through. Oh, I didn't have damage. That's weird.
That'll fucking do. Jesus.
Got that 9/11 on that first one, baby.
Yeah. Nice. Alrighty. As we come to the end of the first round, two things happen. Number one, could I get a wisdom saving throw from everybody, please?
No.
I got this. I'm gonna ace it. Ready for this?
Oh god, Luis might not actually. Yeah, fuck.
Ooh, uh-oh.
Oh wow.
Aced it. Yeah. Right? Right?
That's a great face to see your DM make.
We're missing one. Who are we missing?
The boy.
We were
Probably missing both of those. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah, probably us.
1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, 5. I was miscounting. Oh yeah. Okay.
Oh,
Ugh.
You know, honestly, that tracks. Belinar, you're feeling just fine. You're in the rhythm. You're like, oh yeah, this is kind of like working out. The rest of you guys kind of feel something creeping in. It's kind of red on the edge of your vision as you feel very excited. Like this is amazing.
This is Sadius's army we're tearing through, right?
No, this is the Parshendi.
Yeah, okay, never mind.
Oh,
There's
no,
less
something-
of a, there's
something
less of a
started.
want to let it take over.
I'm taking us
You
over. I don't want to be
you-
possessed.
Yeah, I remember this thing.
Yeah.
We
You feel
felt it
something-
vision.
Yeah, you feel something pushing you forward, as if kind of a battle lust. You look around at others, and you kind of see their eyes actually starting to almost take on a red sheen about them. As you're about to go into the next round of combat,
Palinar only has one red eye, though, right?
I've got a red hole.
Stop it. we're
Door.
done.
Nope.
that was it. One more, and I'm giving you disadvantage on your next roll.
Like straight up, one more, and we'll make a fucking pinned server message that straight up says this word is banned.
We did so good for so long.
I know. Wait, we gotta cool it on this session. Wait till next session, then we'll bring back the word.
Okay, starting from left to right. Let's see. Barracks. Natural 2 definitely does not hit, but does a 13 hit?
Yeah.
You take 5 damage.
Ow.
Pelinar's double 16s definitely hit.
Oh my
You
god,
take
Luis
10
is still missing
damage.
4 HP.
Let's see.
Because we're now officially logged out of yours and on mine. That's why.
Garrick's, I assume an 18 hits.
Let us do the communication. We'll just know, I guess.
Probably gonna hit him.
Yeah.
I don't think any of us have higher than a 12, if anything.
And then 8 does not. You take 2 damage. Next up, we have Lull here. You take 6 damage. Raphael, I don't think your AC is. What's your AC?
12.
Yeah, no. You will take 9 damage. Who's up next? Luis. Ooh, yeah, definitely gonna take both of those. Luis will take 9 damage. To me, those numbers are actually pretty low. I assume a 10 does not hit you.
No.
You take no damage. You dodge your ass out of the way.
You just have a little bit. Just go.
Cheater.
You're
you go
small
in
on this, right?
smallish. Smaller than average. Okay, as you guys are about to go into your next round of combat, you will have kind of that half vision again where you're doing your attacks. You'll hear Dalinar roaring, and you could almost sense where it's coming from as he strikes down a group of Parshendi swordsmen. He charged over their bodies, running up a short incline and throwing himself in a great leap, dropping several feet into the Parshendi below. Sweeping out with his blade, his armor was an enormous weight on his back, but the energy of the struggle kept him going. The Cobalt Guard, the struggling members who were left, roared and leapt off the incline behind him. They were doomed. Those bridgemen had to have been dead by now, but Dalinar blessed them for their sacrifices. Might have been meaningless as an end, but it had changed the journey. This was how soldiers should fall. Not cornered and frightened, but fighting with passion. He would not slide quickly into that dark. No, indeed. He shouted his defiance again as he smashed into a group of Parshendi, whirling and hauling his shard blade in a circling sweep. He stumbled through a patch of dead Parshendi, their eyes burning as they fell. Dalinar burst into wide open stone, and he blinked. We did it.
And Trace,
Huh?
real quick, was my attacks the 6 and the 12? Because my AC is 13, so.
Yeah, you only took one of those. The 12 is +5, so.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. He bursts out into the open. And in the distance, not far away, you... Oh, shit. Did not mean to do that one.
How dare you? Spoilers.
There we go. No, I accidentally deleted something. You will see the 2 gleaming shard-plated figures of Adolin much further behind, and Dalinar much closer as they begin approaching. Dalinar burst out into wide open stone, and he blinked, stunned. We did it, he thought in disbelief. We cut our way all the way through. Behind him, soldiers roared as their tired voices sounding nearly as amazed as he felt. Just ahead of him, a final group of Parshendi lay between Dalinar and the chasm, but their backs were turned to him. Why were they? The bridgemen. The bridgemen were fighting. Dalinar gaped, lowering Oathbringer with numb arms. The little force of bridgemen had held the bridgehead, fighting desperately against the Parshendi who were trying to force them back. It was the most amazing, most glorious thing Dalinar had ever seen. Adolin let out a whoop beside him, breaking through the Parshendi to Dalinar's left. The younger man's armor was scratched, cracked, and scored, and his helm had shattered, leaving his head dangerously exposed. But his face was exultant. Go! Go! Give them support, Stormlight. If those bridgemen fall, we're dead. Adolin and the Cobalt Guard began crashing forward into the back of the line. Dalinar hated leaving so many wounded on the field, but the codes were clear. You had to save who you could. Dalinar turned to strike at the main body of Parshendi to his left, making certain that the corridor remained open for his troops. Many of the soldiers scrambled towards safety, though several squads proved their mettle by forming up at the sides and kept fighting, opening the gap wider. Sweat had soaked in the brow rag attached to Dalinar's helm, and the drops of it fell, overwhelming his eyebrows and falling into his left eye. He cursed, reaching up to open his visor, and then froze. Enemy troops were parting, There, standing amongst them, was a 7-foot-tall giant of a Parshendi in gleaming silver shard plate. Now you come? Dalinar bellowed incredulously. The shard bearer stepped forward, steel boots clanking on stone. The other Parshendi backed away. Why not earlier? Dalinar demanded, hurrying himself into wind stance, blinking his left eye against the sweat. He stood near a shadow of a large oblong rock formation shaped like a book on its side. Why wait out the entire battle only to attack now when... And then he realized when Dalinar was about to get away. Apparently the Parshendi shard bearers are willing to let his fellows throw themselves at Dalinar. But to let Plate and Blade go when they're so easily found now would be far too foolish. And so the shard bearer had been sent in to fight. The shard bearer stepped up, speaking in a thick Parshendi language Dalinar couldn't understand a word of. He raised his blade and fell into his stance. The Parshendi said something further, then grunted and stepped forward, swinging. Dalinar cursed himself, still blinded in the left eye, as he dodged back, swinging the blade, slapping the enemy's weapon. The parry shook Dalinar inside his armor, his muscles responding sluggishly, Stormlight still leaking from the cracks in his armor. But it was abating. It wouldn't be much longer before his plate stopped responding altogether. The Parshendi shardbearer attacked again, unfamiliar stance to Dalinar, but there was something practiced about it. It wasn't savage playing with a powerful weapon. This was a trained shardbearer. Dalinar was once again forced to parry, something Windstance was not intended to do. His weight-laden muscles were too sluggish, his plate too cracked to risk letting himself get hit. The blow nearly threw him out of stance. He clenched his teeth, throwing his weight behind the weapon, intentionally overcorrecting as the next blow came. The blades met with a furious clang, throwing off a shower of sparks like a bucket of molten metal dashing into the air. Dalinar recovered quickly and threw himself forward, trying to slam his shoulder into the enemy's chest. The Parshendi was still at full power, however, and his plate uncracked. He got out of the way and quite nearly hit Dalinar on the back. Top of the turn order. Varix, you're up.
All right. I mean, I guess we'll just continue to follow suit, and I'll just start stabbing the people in front of me again.
Okay.
Feeling a little stabby today. Let's see.
A little bit of that spear stab.
A little bit of sit, stab.
Stabbies.
All right. 1. Oh, gross.
Hit, fail. Alrighty.
Ooh.
11 damage to the person in front of you. They are looking pretty messed up. With Pelinar's attack earlier, actually, and that is just enough.
That's right. Fucking die.
Cool. Raphael, you are up.
All right, round 2. Let's do it. I'll follow suit and try and do the same thing.
Okay.
All right, I got 1.
Yeah, that'll definitely do.
Damn.
After the immense display of ineptitude on the first strike, a masterful strike right under the armpit and into the heart of the individual in front of him, Raphael drops one, as the second one definitely does not hit.
Man,
But
Third one does,
the
though.
third one.
Roll damage.
And
Alrighty. You give the guy in front of you a good whacking. Okie dokie. Lowell, you are up.
I'm gonna go for the guy in front of me as well.
All right. Hits barely,
Ooh,
misses.
yikes.
Hits. All right. 10. All right. You do a decent amount to the individual in front of you. However, they are still up. Pelinar, you are up. Go ahead and roll with advantage.
Roll with advantage.
You gotta go up there.
Yeah. Scroll up.
Keep scrolling up though. There you go.
Okay.
I know, I'm sorry.
And then
Do the hit first. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I guess it doesn't matter. That one.
just hit it again twice.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oof. Oof. And then go
Barely hit.
scroll on. Scroll down. Do. I think that one, maybe. Yeah, maybe.
That'll definitely hit.
All right.
Sick.
Sweet.
Cool.
Alrighty. Yeah, if you're going for the one in front of you that you damaged earlier with bad attack, that you do.
Kill it.
Fuck yeah, you did. God damn it, another one. There's too many.
They're fucking everywhere. Then you give a good thwacking to another one in front of you. Very good. Toomey, you're up.
To me.
Yeah.
You're one of the few that are just undamaged as fuck. Hit.
Oof.
Miss. Alrighty. Yeah, you give the individual in front of you a good thwacking, and you take them down. You have a gift for this whole spear thing. Also, this is a terrifying place to be in between a Shardbearer and Kaladin Stormblast. Alrighty. Very good. Luis and Garrick, whenever he gets back.
I can put the fan on. Yeah, okay. I didn't say anything. Okay, move on it. So slow.
So slow.
Take my fucking time, thank you. God
Fucking
damn it.
grandpa over
Wow.
here taking his goddamn.
Hey, you shut the fuck up, Miss Nat One Team.
Dad noises.
Hey. I actually hit one this time.
Let's
see if you can. Yeah.
To be fair,
Oh,
it was a single strike, single kill. So
We've had.
First off, let's see if for one. I don't know if Louise will actually. Wow.
Luis hit 2 of those. He does definitely get 1.
Shindy are just getting kind of sandwiched.
Garrick,
Yep,
yes,
trying.
all 3 hit.
Yeah. As we expected from me.
Jesus.
I do what I do best, you know? Having a high strength modifier.
Alrighty. Yeah. Cool. End of the initiative. Alright. Let's see. Varix takes one of those. 4 damage, Mr. Varix.
4 damage. Okay.
Yeah. Belinar, what's your AC?
12.
Yeah. You take 4 damage.
Cuatro.
Shut the fuck up.
Garrick, ooh,
Oh
Take-
no.
11 damage.
They don't do that. I don't get hit. That doesn't happen. 11? Ow. What the fuck?
Yep.
It's a fourth of my HP.
Got thwacked twice. Yeah, that'll definitely hit. Only 3, though, despite 2 attacks going your way there, lol. Raphael. 7.
Quick.
Louise takes 7. That one does not hit to me. That one does. 3 damage. Alrighty. Wisdom saving throws, all please.
All of us, you said?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hiya.
Aced it. Totally.
Oh, Jesus.
Ooh,
Wait, okay.
He's seeing red.
I aced it.
18. Boom, baby.
Nice. We're wise tonight.
Raphael.
Age and experience.
I'm telling you, we're philosophers.
Raphael is just seeing red. All she thinks of is
so
blood and death.
fucking
Because we're
smart,
ripped.
guys.
Doesn't mean we can't
Raphael,
think.
you killed
She's
for the
raging.
first time, and oh,
You know, Play-Doh
gotta
make
do
broad
that more.
shoulders.
You gotta go forward. You gotta push.
Blood, blood,
Not-
murder, murder,
Buddy.
blood,
But I
blood,
can
murder,
Is there
murder,
any
blood,
chance
blood,
that I can
murder,
grab
murder.
I can
him?
differentiate, right? Like between friends and foes.
For
Yeah.
now.
Oh no.
I don't like that.
For now is better than a definite yes or
that's
no.
fair.
So,
That's fair.
If it's good.
You guys are gonna see Raphael and Louise start pushing into the Martian line as your formation starts getting fucked.
a little bit of
Uh-oh.
frothing mouth.
Is there any way I can grab Raphael and stop him from moving forward?
It would take your action for your next turn.
Yeah, I'll do it.
You
I'm pretty
You-
slight.
I'll grab
framed.
Louise.
I'm sure it'd be pretty easy.
cool. Raphael and Luis, wisdom saving throws, please.
I'm gonna ace it. This time for sure.
Okay.
I need to stop saying that.
Luis is chill. Mm.
I'm not,
Raphael,
like-
higher or lower?
Lower.
Ooh, no.
Damn it. I
Uh,
hate this game.
hey, can you make a
I
spear attack,
understand your
please?
pain now, Brandon.
Uh-oh.
What'd you say?
Can you make a spear
Make-
attack, please?
Do I have to?
Yeah.
Just one?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Okay.
All right.
Lol, you definitely duck under a jab that came from you from Raphael.
All you hear is I'm gonna kill them all.
What the hell? Kill
Uh,
them, not me.
As you look in Raphael's eyes there, Luis, you see what was before a sheen of red was turned into a vibrant, pulsing red. Everybody else seems pretty chill, though. In any case, you all will duck back to Dalinar for a second. Dalinar leapt backwards, feeling painfully sluggish. He barely got out of the way and wasn't able to get in a second strike on the Parshendi as they climbed atop the formation. The Parshendi man made an aggressive thrust. Setting his jaw, Dalinar raised his forearm to block the step and stepped into the attack, praying to the heralds that his forearm plate would deflect the blow. The Parshendi sword connected and shattered the plate, sending a shock up Dalinar's arm. The gauntleted fist suddenly felt like lead weight. But Dalinar kept moving forward, swinging his sword for his own attack. Not at the Parshendi armor, but at the stone beneath them. Even as molten shards of Dalinar's forearm plate sprayed in the air, he sheared through the rock under his opponent's feet. The entire section broke free, sending the shard bearer tumbling downward to the ground. He hit with a crash. Dalinar slammed his fist the one with the broken arm guard, into the ground and released the gauntlet. It unlatched as he pulled his hand free into the air, sweat making it feel cold. He left the gauntlet. Wouldn't work properly now that the forearm piece was gone, and roared as he swung his blade single-handed. He sliced through another chunk of rock and sent it falling down at the shard bearer. The Parshendi stumbled to his feet, but the rock smashed down on top of him, sending a splash of stormlight and a deep cracking sound through the air. Dalinar climbed down, trying to get the Parshendi while he was still. Unfortunately, Dalinar's right leg was dragging when he reached the ground. He walked with a limp. If he took the boot off, he wouldn't be able to hold up the rest of the shard plate. He gritted his teeth, stopping as the Parshendi stood up. It had been too slow. The Parshendi's armor, though cracked in several places, was nowhere near as strained as Dalinar's. Impressively, he managed to retain his shard blade. He leveled his armored head at Dalinar, eyes hidden behind the slit helm. Around them, other Parshendi watched silently, forming a ring but not interfering. Dalinar raised his blade, holding it with one gauntleted hand and one bare one. The breeze was cold on his clammy, exposed hand. There was no running. He fought here. All right. Cool. Alrighty, top of the turn order. Varix, you're up.
All right, back to the stabbing games.
Stabby stab stabs.
Damn.
I'm feeling confident. I'm feeling stabby. Let's freaking do it. Hit. Oh my god.
Damn.
That's two.
Wah! As
Two
you
tonight.
you send another one barreling down the chasm.
Oh,
You somehow grip another one and chuck them off the chasm too.
Fuck yeah.
Are you
Wow.
So many
fucking
achievements
kidding me?
unlocked.
oh man, that was a close one.
And you get a good thwack in on the last one to file it. Jesus, guys.
Told you I'm strong,
Are
boy.
they intimidated
get
of
go
him?
up there.
I feel like they'd be intimidated.
Park
Roll
my
an
wagon
intimidation
over
check,
there.
Ferris.
Maybe it's over there.
Intimidation check.
You did
Intimidation.
just
Ooh,
like
I'm-
five.
I'm scary. I'll
Sam,
intimidate somebody.
You can't go up there, Sam.
Higher or lower?
You gotta stay with me.
Who's guessing here?
You.
Oh, higher, of course, always.
Okay. You actually do see you start to get
Yeah.
away from the edge.
It's my emo eyebrows.
Don't push him. He's close to the edge.
They're coated in blood right now.
Yeah,
That's
It's like fucking paintbrushes hanging from your eyebrows, just painting the battlefield.
Alrighty. Raphael, wisdom saving throw, please.
Oh shit! It's so amazing.
Well, I'm not going to say. But
Okay.
I did it right.
Good news,
I-
you're stabbing at the enemies.
I
You are
used to.
currently being held by Lol in place, however. So
I've just got one arm that's
Yeah.
over here that's free, I'm imagining.
spirit attacks, please.
All right. Yay.
Yeah, Jesus. You
A
just
little bit of that rage
drop
pulling
one
through.
directly through that person's mouth as they fall.
Little bit of the speckles. Am I doing all three?
Yep.
Then last. Should I roll for the other two?
Yeah, roll damage
Got
for
a
one and
20 and a 16.
Yeah, so go ahead and roll damage for one spear attack and then one polar master bonus.
Does it matter which one, or do I have to roll both of these
Roll both.
for the damage for
Damage,
spear?
yeah. Good. Okay.
Do I do the polearm or just like on that one?
Doesn't matter too much. You're good. Let's see. Yeah, Lil, you're stuck holding that motherfucker. Although you can make a bonus action polearm strike if you want.
I will definitely do that.
I am so in
Wait,
control
hold
right
on.
now.
Sorry, guys. Just in case you wanted to know what that was.
Just yeah. In
Sorry.
case you don't know already.
Thanks, Cam. I can't read though, so
There you go.
Okay, good.
That's a little
Good
better.
thought.
As I'm
Women,
making-
we're not allowed to read.
yeah, we're not allowed.
As
You,
I'm making my attacks, I'm just looking
Against my
over at
religion.
Lowell and just being like, I got this, alright? I can do this. Believe me. Just like speckles of blood just staining. And this is fine, alright? I got it.
Lul, you swing around back with the spear, the butt of the spear, and knock out the one that Lul was, or that fucking Raphael was making some decent attacks at.
That's my kill.
Forgive
Yep.
that you stole my kill. I'm forgiving you.
To me, you are stuck holding Luis. Luis, you can make 3 attacks. Garrick, you may also make your attacks.
Yay! Attack. Oh, wrong thing. That was the last thing that I had open.
Luis is doing just fine now.
Wow, I wish he rolled that actually, though.
All of those hits. Good job. Luis manages to
Damn,
kill
I'm so upset that
one.
that natural 20 just goes down the drain like that. Oh well.
Garrick, you hit 2.
We hit the boink, and we hit the spoink.
Good job. All right. Kill another one. Very good. Alrighty.
Through like butter.
True.
Or shandy like no other.
Okay. I get to roll 2 less this time.
That's usually pretty good.
Ooh.
Front row.
That's not very good.
It's unfortunate
Pelinar.
for 2 people.
Do I count the DM's natural 20s? I forget. No, I don't.
All right.
Pelinar, you take 7.
No.
Did he not get to attack?
Are you down?
Did
Did you not?
I not attack? No.
Oh. Make your attacks.
Skip my turn. God. All right, going for. Oh, whoops, that's the wrong button. This guy.
Okay.
Oof.
Ooh, ooh.
Will the Polar Master save his ass is the question.
Yeah.
Yes, it will. Congrats.
All right.
Alrighty. You will only take 2 damage now.
Cool. Much better.
Cool. Okay, next on the list is Mr. Garrick himself. Both those definitely hit. Not that much damage, luckily. 5.
Live with that.
Lol. 13 hit you?
13 hits.
You will take 3 damage. Ooh,
Went out of this kind
Raphael,
of unscathed.
you're gonna have a bad time. You will take 9 damage. Could have been worse.
Does it knock you out of your crazy?
No.
Does it? Oh.
No, it makes
For
it
the shot.
worse.
Oh, great.
Oh.
What? Does it actually?
It's called the
Oh, yeah.
thrill.
Thrill
you're
of the
luck-
hunt,
you're looking to
baby.
go to Valhalla, baby.
What about Hala?
Ooh, Luis is gonna have a bad time.
I mean, that sounds about right.
Oh, not as bad of a time as one might think.
Okay.
7.
Oh, it's really not that bad.
Yeah, to me. Ooh. You'll take 10 damage. Alrighty. Well, guys. Raphael, wisdom saving throw, please. I think you're my last one.
This time for sure. All right, got it. Believe in myself. Yes, I got higher than an 8, so I did it.
Congrats. You,
Awesome.
after being stabbed
Like a
in the
little worried.
stomach, are pretty chill. Alrighty. You guys will
Oh, look,
see
I've been impaled.
Kaladin take down another 3 as the shard bearer sweeps through. and crashes right by Mr. Kaladin as the Cobalt card fills in and starts creating a tunnel as several of the soldiers begin filtering through and across the bridge. They start filtering in, though, to cover your positions. So if you want to stay out, you may stay out. Otherwise, general retreat at this point is ordered.
Fuck, we're freaking out of here, yo.
We're fucking these guys up.
Yeah.
Just saying that there's a lot less guys on one side than the other.
Yeah, we're not fucking
Mainly at the bottom of the cap.
There's also a lot more space on one side than the other. Okay, everybody retreating?
Yeah.
I guess.
If I was told to, I guess.
Exactly.
Cool.
I
You all
guess I
start
listen to myself or listen to somebody
making your
else,
way
I guess.
Slight gust of wind could blow me over, so I'm running.
Cool. Yeah, you will see many Colin fill in and start pushing back the last of the Parshendi in this area. However, still a couple concerns. Very good. Okie dokie. Yeah, okay. Kaladin. Yeah, okay. Kaladin orders the full retreat. He looks back. And interestingly enough, because you actually spoke, Garrick, you're in command. Moash, you strong enough to stay with me?
I mean, I'll give him a stern nod,
Okay.
and I will start my command.
You are currently in command of the Bridgeman. Well done.
I didn't want to be the leader of this game, guys.
Oh no, you're not. Just
Good.
for the moment, because Taft is currently beat the fuck out of in the background.
That's right.
Yeah, you see Taft really bloody foot right now, and then stab wound in the arm and stab wound in the side. He's not looking good.
It's just one of those days.
You guys will see Kaladin grab a soldier who comes filtering in. Who's in command here? Right Lord Dalinar. Who's your immediate command? Who's your captain? Dead. And my company lord and his second? Across the bridge with you. I need an officer. Who's in command of the retreat? Ahead, you guys see a figure in blue shard plate crash through. Over here, I found Bright Lord Habar. He is commanding in the rear guard. You see Kaladin run up. Who's his second? Dead. And you are? Nakom Gaval. You looked younger than Kaladin. You're promoted. Get these men across the bridge as quick as possible. If anyone asks, you've been given a field commission by the commander of the rear guard. If anyone claims to outrank you, send them to me. Promoted. Who are you? Can you do that? Someone needs to. Now go, get to work. Go!
Die.
So passionate.
He's talking to himself so much.
Breathe,
I
man,
am.
breathe.
Do you need
I
do you need to take a water break?
No, we're good. We got time.
Arms above your head.
Wawa?
In any case, remarkably, the light-eyed man saluted Kaladin and actually began yelling for his squad. Colin's men, as they crossed, were wounded, battered, and dazed, but they were all well-trained. Once someone took command, orders quickly passed. Squads crossed the bridge, falling into marching formations. Likely, in the confusion, they clung to these familiar patterns. Within minutes, the central mass of Colin's army was flowing across the bridge like sand in an hourglass. The ring of fighting contracted, and still men screamed and died in the anarchic tumult of swords against shield and spear against metal. You see Kaladin Hurley pulling off the carapace and chucking it into the chasm behind him, as enraging the person he didn't seem wise at the moment. See, trailed by Moash, Kaladin hurried to the central front line where the Alethi seemed to be holding the best. Here he finally found somebody in command. A tall, stately light eyes with a steel breastplate matching his helm, his uniform darker shade of blue than the others. He directed the fighting men from just behind the front lines. The man nodded to Kaladin, yelling to be heard over the sound of the battle. You command the bridgemen? I do. Why aren't your men moving across the bridge? We're the Cobalt Guard. Our duty is to protect Bright Lord Adolin. He pointed towards the man in shard plate just ahead. The shard bearer seemed to be pushing towards something. Where's the High Prince? We're not sure. His guardmen have vanished. You have to pull back. The bulk of the army is across. If you remain here, you'll be surrounded. We will not leave Bright Lord Adolin. I'm sorry. See Kaladin looking around. Groups of Alethi fighting at the flanks were barely holding their ground, but they wouldn't fall back until ordered. Fine. Kaladin raised his spear and pushed his way towards the front line. Here the Parshendi fought with vigor. Kaladin cut down one by the neck, spinning into the middle of the group, flashing out with his spear. His Stormlight was nearly gone, but these Parshendi had gemstones in their beards still. Kaladin breathed in, just a little, not to reveal himself to the Alethi soldiers, and launched into a full attack. The Parshendi fell back before his furious assault. The few members of the Cobalt Guard around him stumbled away, looking stunned. In seconds, Kaladin had a dozen Parshendi on the ground around him, wounded or dead. That opened a gap, and then he tore through, Moash quickly on his heels. A lot of the Parshendi were focused on Adolin, whose blue shard plate was scraped and cracked. Kaladin had never seen a suit of full shard plate in such a terrible state. Stormlight rose from those cracks in much the way that it steamed from Kaladin's skin when he held or used a lot of it. The fury of a shard bearer at war gave Kaladin pause. He and Moash stopped just outside of the man's fighting range, and the Parshendi ignored the bridgeman, trying to, with obvious desperation, take down the shard bearer. Adolin cut down multiple men at once, but as Kaladin had seen only once before, the blades did not slice flesh. Parshendi eyes burned and blackened as dozen fell dead. Adolin collecting corpses around him like ripened fruit falling from a tree. And yet, Adolin was obviously struggling. His shard plate was more than just cracked. There were holes in parts, and the helm was gone, though he'd replaced it with a regular spearman's cap. His left leg limped, nearly dragging. That blade of his was deadly, but the Parshendi drew closer and closer. Adolin Colin! Kaladin bellows. The man kept fighting. Adolin Colin! He yelled again. The shard-bearer paused and looked back at Kaladin. Reluctantly, the shard-bearer pushed back, letting the Cobalt Guard using the path opened by Kaladin, rush forward and hold back the Parshendi. Who are you? Adolin demanded, reaching Kaladin. His proud, youthful face was slick with sweat, and his hair was matted a mess of blonde and black. I'm the man who saved your life. Now I need you to order a retreat. Your troops can't hold out any longer. My father is out there, Bridgeman. I saw him just moments ago. Zorshadium went for him, but neither horse nor man has returned. I'm going to lead a squad to... You are going to retreat. Look at your men, Colin. They could barely keep their feet, let alone fight. You're losing dozens by the minute. You need to get them out. I won't abandon my father. For the peace of... If you fall, Adolin Colin, these men have nothing. Their commanders are all wounded or dead. You can't go to your father. You could barely walk. I repeat, get your men to safety. You see the young shard-bearer step back, blinking at Kaladin's tone. He looked northeast towards where the figure in slate gray suddenly appeared on a rocky outcropping. Fighting against another figure in shard plate. He's so close. You feel Kaladin take a deep breath. I'll go for him. You lead the retreat, hold the bridge, but only the bridge. Adolin glared at Kaladin. He took a step, but something in his armor gave out and he stumbled, going down to one knee. Teeth gritted, he managed to rise. Captain Lord Milan, take your soldiers, go with this men. Get my father out. The man Kaladin had spoken to earlier saluted crisply. Adolin gathered Kaladin again, and then hefted his shard blade. and stalked with difficulty towards the bridge. Moash, go with him. But do it, Moash, Kaladin said grimly, glancing towards the outcropping where Dalinar fought. Kaladin took a deep breath, tucked his spear under his arm, and dashed off in a dead run. You all snap back to yourselves as you look out. Kaladin, with the aid of the Kobold Guard, pushed through. And as Dalinar and his gray shard plate seemed to get tripped up and crack over the side, the Parshindi Shardbearer does not finish him off. Instead, they take off their helmet and lean down, saying something. In an instant, you guys see a lightning quick figure. Kaladin ducked between and into the circle of Parshendi, seemed to take his spear and crack it hard enough that the entire thing shattered on the ankle of the shard bearer who was leaning over Dalinar, which seemed to burst it open before a very quick stab with a knife directly into the Achilles tendon. The Parshendi shard bearers seem to back up, and the rest of the Parshendi also seem to take a few steps back. As from here, you could see Kaladin glowing. There's kind of a strange tone and murmur coming from him as you see him collect Dalinar, who seems to hesitate for a few too many moments before getting onto his Rashadium, the ginormous horse, and with the help of the Kobold Guard, rushing back across the bridge.
Can I lean over to Raphael
Yeah.
and say, he doesn't look that cursed anymore?
Sure. Are you positive? My mind, everything looks cursed.
As you see the Parshendi forces scattering and starting to retreat, you all survived.
For now.
For now.
For now.
Yee.
For now.
Rude. And Dalinar's so grateful for our help, he's taking us out of prison.
Well, I mean, kinda, yeah.
Any conversation you want to have while Kaladin and Dalinar are making their way up?
We start like bandaging ourselves.
Oh god, yeah.
That'd probably be smart.
Using some of the skills that Kaladin has taught you over the past few months, you all start tending to your wounds. Any of you guys have infused spheres left on you?
Infused
I have
spears?
spears. I don't know if they're infused.
I infused them right before the attempt of running away.
Oh
I
yeah.
have 45.
I infused all, what is it, 40 something of mine? 55
At
of mine are
40.
infused.
So yeah, to me, your little ink buddy,
Oh, he's awake.
seems to be well. So he's always been awake, but seems to be kind of undulating quickly as he's almost waiting for you to say something.
What's up, little guy? What's going on, Paul? Do you need something? Oh, shit. One sec.
There you go.
What is it, little guy? You stuck at the well?
Spit it out.
The kid at
Sorry,
Christmas
I ride
finally
along.
getting to tell Santa the exact thing they want to say.
Life before death, strength before weakness, journey before destination.
These words are accepted. As you see the tiny little undulating figure suddenly form up into a little inky figure Finally. Oh my lord. Took you a while.
I'm not very observant.
Yeah. Not Paul, by the way. Atra. Hi.
Patra?
A-T-R-A. Atra.
Atra.
Those of you who have infused spheres, go ahead and heal yourselves.
All the way?
Yeah.
How many did we take out? All of them?
Infusing is putting our spren in our spear. Is that it?
No. Your spheres.
Oh, spheres.
Spheres. Oh, okay. I said
Spheres. Yes.
spears.
Oh yeah,
No.
you got some of those, I believe. Yeah, you got
Yeah, you
35
got money.
of those.
Yeah, I haven't done anything with those because I
Yeah.
feel like we started collecting those when I was gone.
I'm just gonna.
We mentioned it last session, and I was like, I have no fucking clue what you're talking about.
Yeah. Pelinar, by the way, you see your little ribbony windspren turn into a small bearded, masculine-looking blue man who is about that big.
What the fuck?
Oh, do me.
All right. Blue Man
Uh,
Group.
Hey, Toomey.
He blew himself.
Perception check, please.
Oh god, the nosy one gets the perception check.
She's the only one who could see these.
Yeah.
That's fair. That's absolutely fair.
No, I can't.
Damn.
Roll one more.
I'm real distracted with my new friend.
I'm curious. Okay. Though, of course, in many ways different. The little figure that you see on Pelinar's shoulder right now is very similar to Syl.
Atra, what kind of spren are you?
Marshall
Tricky.
saw it.
I think I am Inkspren.
Yeah, I know Marshall saw it.
I don't know. In any case, as you all will kind of have this situation, you'll see Dalinar stepping up. Set up triage. We don't want we don't want to leave anyone behind who has a chance of living. The Parshendi will not attack us here. As many of the men let out kind of a roaring chant and shout, somehow escaping felt like so much more of a victory than any other battle they had gone to. You see the Alethi troops dividing into battalions. 8 had marched into battle, and they became 8 again, though only several had more than a few hundred members remaining. The men trained for field surgery looked around the ranks, and the remaining officers got survivor counts. The men began to sit down amongst pain spren and exhaustion spren, bloodied, some weaponless, many with torn uniforms. On the other plateau, the Parshendi had continued their odd song that they had had ever since they saw Kaladin. You see Kaladin tending to a few of the other bridgemen's wounds. As you look at Dalinar's face, he seems confused. Field medicine and a bridgeman. You see him kind of shrug almost as he starts making his way over. Kaladin will kind of look up at Dalinar as Dalinar seems to notice the slave brands on his forehead. You are to be commended, all of you. Why did your High Prince retreat only to send you back for us? You hear chuckles resound through many of the bridgemen. He didn't send us back. We came on our own, against his wishes. You see Dalinar nodding. Why? Why come for us? You see Kaladin shrug. You allowed yourself to get trapped there, and quite spectacularly, may I add. See Dalinar just nod. Yes, but why did you come? And how did you learn to fight so well? By accident? What can I do to repay you? I don't know. We were going to flee from Sadius, disappear in the confusion. We still might, but he'll certainly hunt us down and kill us. I could take your men to my camp, make Sadius free you from the bondage. I worry that he wouldn't let us go. And I worry that your camp would offer us no safety at all. The move today by Sadius, I mean, but war between you two, right? You see Dalinar's face kind of turn into stone as he seems to be churning through thoughts. It will not turn to war. Not yet, at least. Well, if that's the case, then by taking us into your camp, you commit robbery. The king's law, the codes my men always claim you uphold, would demand you return us to Sadius. He won't let us go that easily. I will take care of Sadius. Return with me, and I vow you'll be safe. I promise it with every shred of honor I have. You see Kaladin seem to search his eyes for something. Then he turns back to you guys. What do you think?
I look to the
Or,
rest of you guys because I'm just waiting for an answer from others.
I mean, either way, I'm being enslaved there, being enslaved here. At least they look like they have better campgrounds.
I mean,
But
I hate Sadie's, so
I'm in agreement with that.
mm,
You see Kaladin shrug. All right. We'll return. I can't leave my men back at camp with so many men now wounded. We don't have proper supplies to run anyways. You see Kaladin turn back to his work as Dalinar rode off. You all start making this slow and long trek back to camp. You all were near the head of it. So Dalinar rode at the head of 2,653 men. There was the Cobalt Guard behind him, and Adolin along with him, and then you were just behind them.
Such a specific number.
Yes, well, started out with many more, and you had to take count.
Sure.
You see Dalinar's armor, a mishmash of blue and slate gray, as he had to start picking pieces off of Adolin's armor set, which is currently being carried by his Rashadium. You guys will hear orders shout out as Dalinar calls. Ifo. Yes, Bright Lord? Take the wounded to my camp and tell Taleb to bring the entire camp to alert. Mobilize the remaining companies. Yes, Bright Lord. Bright Lord, what should I tell them to prepare for? Anything, but hopefully nothing. I understand, Bright Lord. And he turns off to follow orders. Dalinar turned gallant to march over to the group of bridgemen, still following their somber leader, Mr. Kaladin himself. Once you'd reached the permanent bridges, you left your bridge. Sadius could send for it eventually. The bridgemen stopped as Dalinar approached, looking tired as he felt. Then they arranged themselves subtly into a hostile formation. They clung to their spears as if certain that Dalinar would try to take him away. They had saved him, and yet they obviously did not trust them. I'm sending the wounded to my camp. You should go with them. You're confronting Sadius? I must. I will buy your freedom when I do. Then I'm staying with you. Me too, you hear Moash say. Pretty much all the bridgemen at this point are demanding to stay. I should send you back. What? You can risk yourself, but we can't. We have men back in Sadius' camp. We need to get them out. Very least, we need to stay together, see this through. As you approach, you see two interesting individuals. ones that only you guys remember. Number one, there's a massive blackened soot area on the ground. It appears to be a giant burned glyph ward. Secondly, you see Navani with paint on her hands. And thirdly, you see the young Prince Renarin looking very concerned. What are they doing in Sadius's war camp? Adolin asked. I don't know, but Stormfather bless them for coming. Gallant and the rest of the army cross the last bridge. You see Dalinar swing from his saddle and embrace his son. Father, you lived. You hear Adolin laying up and pick up Renarin in a big hug. You see Dalinar step up to Navani. She has her hands clasped before her, one eyebrow raised. You weren't even worried, were you? Worried? I was terrified. You see Dalinar give her a ginormous hug. Carefully, as he was in shard plate, but a big hug nonetheless. It appears that I was missed. The others are watching. They'll talk. I don't care. It appears I was very much missed. On the battlefield, I thought I would die, and I realized it was all right. I spent too much time thinking about what people think about me, Navani. When I thought my time had arrived, I realized all my worrying had been wasted. In the end, I was pleased with how long I had lived my life and how I had. I only had 2 regrets, one for you and one for Renarin. So you're saying that you can just die and it would be all right? No. What I'm saying is that I face eternity and I saw peace there. That will change how I live. Without all the guilt. Being me, I doubt I'll banish it entirely. The end was peace, but living, this is a tempest. You see Dalinar kind of talk to her a little bit more before putting her off to the side. Father, Adolin said, as you see what appeared to be 1,600 troops marching up to Dalinar's warband. Don't summon your blade. This will not come to blows. Sadius abandoned you, didn't he? He didn't just abandon us. He set us up, betrayed us. We survived. He won't attack us here, but he might try to provoke us. Keep your sword as mist, Adolin. Don't let our troops make any mistakes. You see the soldiers in green part reluctantly, holding spears, hostile. To the side, Kaladin and the bridgemen walked near the front of Dalinar's force. Adolin didn't summon his blade, though he regarded Sadius's troops around him with contempt. Dalinar's soldiers couldn't have felt easy being surrounded by enemies once again, but they followed him onto the staging field. Sadius stood ahead. The treacherous High Prince waited with arms folded, still wearing his shard plate, curly black hair blowing in the wind. Someone had burned... Dalinar, old friend, it appears I overestimated the odds against you. I apologize for retreating while you were still in danger, but the safety of my men came first. I'm sure you can understand. Of course. You did what you had to do. You see Sadius relax visibly. Dalinar walked up to the edge of that giant glyph that was burnt into the ground. Sadius stepped forward, only inches started separating the two. They were matched in height, standing this close. Dalinar thought he could sense tension and anger in Sadius's eye. Dalinar's survival had seemingly ruined months of planning. I need to know why. Because of my oath, old friend. What? We swore something together, years ago. Protect Elika, protect this kingdom.
That's what I was doing. We have the same purpose. We were fighting together, Sadius. It was working.
Yes, but I'm confident I can beat the Parshendi on my own now. Everything we've done together I can manage by splitting my army into two. One race on ahead, larger force to follow. I had to take this chance to remove you, Dalinar. Can't you see? Dalinar died because of his weakness. I wanted to attack the Parshendi from the start, conquer them. He insisted on the treaty, which led to his death. And now you're starting to act just like him. Those same ideas, same way of speaking. Though they eventually will begin to infect Elokar. He dresses like you, he talks of codes, and of how perhaps we should enforce them throughout all the war camps. He's beginning to think of retreating.
And so you have me think that this was an act of honor?
Not at all. I have struggled for years to become Elokar's most trusted advisor, but there is always you, distracting him, holding his ear despite my every effort. I won't pretend this was only about honor, though there was an element of that to it. In the end, I just wanted you gone. But you are going insane, old friend. You may name me a liar, but I did what I did today as a mercy, a way of letting you die in glory rather than watching you descend further and further. By letting the Parshendi kill you, I could protect Elokar from you and turn you into a symbol to remind the others what we're really doing here. Your death might have been what finally united us. Ironic, if you consider it.
Tell me one thing. Why not pin the assassination attempt on me? Why clear me if you're only looking to betray me later on?
Bah, no one would really think that you tried to kill the king. They gossip, but they wouldn't believe it. Blaming you too quickly would have risked implicating myself.
I think
Elokar knows who's tried to kill him. He admitted as much to me, though he won't give me the name. He knows that it wasn't you. I could read that much in him. He doesn't realize how transparent he is. Blaming you would have been pointless. Elokar would have defended you, and I might might very well have lost the position of High Prince of Information. But it did give me a wonderful opportunity to make you trust me again. If it means anything, I'm fond of you. I really am. But you're a boulder in my path, and a force working, without realizing it, to destroy Gavilar's kingdom. When the chance came along, I took it.
it wasn't simply a convenient opportunity. You set this up, Sadius.
I planned, as I often plan. I don't always act on my opinions. Or my options. Today I did, though.
Well, you've shown me something today, Sadius. You've shown it to me in the very act of trying to remove me.
And what's that?
You've shown me that I'm still a threat.
As the conversation continues, you'll eventually hear Sadius say loudly, "Well, your men are obviously tired, Dalinar. We could speak later about what went wrong, though I think it's safe to assume that our alliance has proven unfeasible."
Unfeasible. A kind way of putting it. I'll take these bridgemen with me to my camp.
I'm afraid I can't part with them.
You feel your heart sink. Surely they aren't worth not much to you. Name your price.
I'm not looking to sell.
I'll pay 60 emerald bromes per man. Which gets one hell of a gasp from most people in the crowd. That was 20 times the price of a really, really, really good slave.
Not for 1,000 each, Dalinar. Take your soldiers and go. Leave my property here.
Do not press me on this, Sadius.
Suddenly you feel the tension return. Dalinar's officers lower their hands to their swords, and spearmen perked up. Do not press you. What kind of threat is that? Leave my war camp. It's obvious there's nothing more between us. If you try to steal my property, I'll have every justification in attacking you. You see Dalinar stand in place. He looks confident, though you see no reason. Under his breath, you hear Kaladin say,
and another promise dies. Suddenly, everybody behind gasps. As you look out, you see Dalinar holding out a massive shard blade, drip in beads of water having just been summoned. His armor steamed faintly, stormlight raising from the cracks. Thaddeus stumbled backwards, eyes wide. For the first time in a long time, he just saw the Blackthorn, and he knew that his death would come. Thaddeus's honor guard drew their swords. Adolin reached his hand to his side, beginning to summon his weapon. Dalinar took one step forward and then drove the blade point first into the middle of the blackened glyph on the stone and took a step back. For the bridgeman. See Thaddeus blink as murmuring voices fell silent. What? The blade. In exchange for your bridgemen. All of them. Every single one you have in camp. They become mine to do with as I please, never to be touched by you again. Exchange, I give you the sword.
Oh, no! Oh, I don't know if that's a fair trade.
I don't think that's a fair trade at all.
Oh, shit.
That's a fucking bad trade.
Like, I want us to live, but that's not a good trade.
Damn.
Thaddeus looked down at the blade incredulously.
Did you catch that, though?
No.
This weapon
Dalinar is offering
worth...
to trade his shard blade sword.
Oh, then yes.
For our lives.
I mean, I am awesome.
I mean, I want to live, but like I said, that's not a fair trade at all.
This weapon is worth fortunes, cities,
asks.
palaces, kingdoms. Do we have a deal? Father, no. You hear Adolin shouting from behind, his own blade appearing in his hand. Dalinar raised his hand, silencing his son. He kept his eyes on Thaddeus. Do we have a deal? You all stare, unable to think, unable to move. Thaddeus looked at the shard blade. His eyes are full of lust. He glanced at Kaladin and hesitated briefly, then reached down and grabbed the blade by the hilt. Take the storming creatures. Dalinar nodded curtly and turned away from Thaddeus. Let's go. They're worthless, you know. You're one of the 10 fools, Dalinar Kholin. Don't you see how mad you are? This will be remembered as the most ridiculous decision ever made by an Alethi High Prince. Dalinar didn't look back. He walked directly up to the members of Bridge 4. Go. Gather your things and the men you left behind. I will send troops with you to act as your guard. Leave the bridges. Come swiftly to my camp. You'll be safe there. You have my word of honor for it. He began to walk away. You see Kaladin shake off the numbness and scramble after the High Prince, grabbing his arm. Wait, you... What just happened? You see Dalinar turn to him. And the High Prince laid a hand on Kaladin's shoulder. I don't know what has been done to you. I could only guess what your life has been like. But know this. You will not be bridgemen in my camp, nor will you be slaves. But what is a man's life worth? The slave masters say it's 1 and 2 emerald bromes. And what do you say? A life is priceless. You see Dalinar smile, wrinkle lines extending from the corners of his eyes. Coincidentally, that is the exact value of a shard blade. So today, you and your men sacrificed to buy me 2,600 priceless lives. And all I had to repay you with was a single priceless sword. I call that a bargain. You really think that's a good trade, don't you? For my honor, unquestionably. Now, go. Lead your men to safety, soldier. Later tonight, I have some questions for you. Kaladin glanced behind at Thaddeus, who held his new blade with awe. You said you'd take care of Thaddeus. Is this what you intended? This wasn't taking care of Thaddeus. This was taking care of you and your work and your men. I still have work to do today. And with that, we'll go ahead and end session right there.
Oh shit!
We
Dalinor is
For a
that
very
motherfucker.
unfair- for a
We're
very unfair price.
free.
That's a man's right there.
I have to go get some sleep because I'm looking to go try to sell my car tomorrow potentially. So we'll see.
Ooh.
Nice. Good luck.
Good night.
Good luck. Good night. I'm out as well.
Bye.
Good night.
Bye.
Good night.
Yeah, I should go to sleep too.
Okay.
Oh, all right. Good night.
Good night.
Wow. What is that?